Generic greetings and welcome to Airships Conquer the Skies. Today's beverage is a nice cup of coffee. So in the previous videos we managed to make a fairly decent, cheap and indeed effective fleet using tier 0 technology. What I mean by tier 0 is if I go over to design and fight and then the airship editor, we can see that we have a lot of stuff, especially in weapons, that does say things like tier 1, tier 3, etc. Anything that doesn't have a tier in there, we classed as tier 0 and something you get as standard, or it might not have a tier but it will say requires that one there, requires acid brewing, so that's something that you get specifically in the campaign when you're capturing different points. So that's what all that means. Now, there's been a couple of different things that we've made. If we go to open design, we can see that we have the basic, which is a fairly decent vessel. It's got lots of ballistas on the front and grape shot cannons on the back. Sorry, muskets on the back. And that was our, I wouldn't call it a flagship, but it's more of our cruiser type thing where we can take out decent stuff from the front because of the ballistas and also aircraft from the back, which is quite good. The problem with that is that we can still get boarded and bombed, so we needed something to sort that out. Now, we did make, where is it as well? We made the Prim, which is the primitive, and it, again, is like a very, very small sort of escort type thing that just has 2 ballistas and a couple of dust tanks and the sails. And again, quite effective for taking out ships, but getting bombed and boarded, still a problem. If we go over to the rock tosser, this was our proposed solution for making something that can deal with bombers, because it would go quite high up and drop, well, not bombs, but it would drop grenades in this case, because bombs are tier 1, down on the enemy. And it doesn't have the highest service ceiling in the world, 201 meters, but if we look at things like the Coventry, the Dresden, for example, that's got 130 meters, and that was our well-armored bomber, so 200 is still quite good. However, there has been a request to make a very high-level bomber, something that is going to be able to drop from a great height, and that's what we're going to do. And we're not going to be using anything on tier 0. Well, sorry, we may use tier 0 stuff, but we're not going to focus ourselves on tier 0. We're going to break apart from that. So we'll go to weapons, and we can see that we do have bomb bays, and you can place a couple of bomb bays and bump that we could call it there if we really want to do, but we're not going to do that. You can see these are fairly decent. You can see the damage is, it is a total of, where is it? Blast damage 40, splash damage distance 7 meters, reload time 6 seconds, maximum accurate range 380 meters. So if we're within 380 meters, we'll be, doing okay. We need to make this thing fly. So we got lift, and there's lots of things we could place. However, we are going to use a moon disc fragment chamber. Now, this says a fragment of strange moon material encased in a giant glass jar. Its noxious output carefully managed. It provides lift through unknown means. And you can see that with just one of those, our service ceiling is 719 meters. In terms of armor, we are probably going to use steel armor, because we're going to make a vessel that probably flies around the 400 level, because I don't know of many things that go above that. And the idea is just to stay there and be there for as long as we need, so we can take hits, hence the armor. We can stay high above anything that really be able to board us, and certainly it'd be very unlikely that something will be able to bomb us. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could remove that and place 2 of them in there, but you can see that that actually doesn't give us, oh no, it takes us to 700 meters, but I think there is a maximum height of the I'm sure there's a maximum height you can actually go to, which I don't think it's over 400 meters. But what we'll do, we'll aim for around about 350 to 400 meters service ceiling, and anything after that is just a good bonus. So what we'll do is we'll pull that forward, we're going to rip that out, we're going to remove these, 1, 2, 3, we're going to have 6 bombs like so. We'll go to basic corridor with ladder, and then we'll go up like so, and then we'll just place our stuff in here. Now, because of the overall idea of this thing, we do not need anything more than a tiny bit of propulsion, so we'll go for a small propeller, and that will go there. As I said, it's going to be high up, and it's just going to go to where it needs and then drop down, and that should be us okay. So that's our propulsion there. I mean, we could go for a couple more, and would we want to do that? I don't know, maybe not, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe if we put that centralized, or technically this can go in the center. What if instead then we do something a bit different, and we have a bit of a gap like so, maybe gap there. It's going to be a bit longer than I anticipated, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. That can go in the center there. back to basic corridor with ladder, then we can do that, and that connects all of those up. We'll remove that, and then we can place some coal stores there, because I believe this does it use coal? Oh, it doesn't use coal at all. Okay, so it doesn't use almost any resources whatsoever. In fact, what we could do is place that there, and then go 1, 2, and then right at the back, if we go over to propulsion, we can have a propeller, and then there's that pretty much sorted. Excellent. So we've got that there, and then this at the front, all we'll do is we'll go over to resources, and then to ammo store, we'll place an ammo store right at the front there. We do need to crew this thing, so command and crew bridge. We'll put a bridge right above the ammo store, which is not great, but we need to fix that somehow, probably with a fire extinguisher about there, which I think is acceptable. We don't need a fire point because we've got a fire extinguisher. I think having a repair bay and such is probably not the way forward, simply because we'll be overdoing it. The whole point is to get this out of harm's way rather than keep it in it, if that makes any sense. So put that in there. We do need then a couple more berths because we don't have nowhere near enough crew. It says minimum crew is going to be... Well, recommended crew is 29. Minimum crew is 20. How do we want to... Do you want to redesign this slightly then? Do we really need that propeller? I don't think we do. I really don't think we do, you know. We also really don't need that in there. We could probably bunch these up a little bit better. Like so. And we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Actually, let's probably have it about that. Move that along to there. Go back for another moon dust chamber. That can go back to there. That can go over to there. And then we do have now more room to go 1, 2. And 24 crew recommended 30, so that's fine. Service sailing is good. In terms of our propulsion, we're going to go with a small propeller on the back there. Nothing more. And we do need some supply hatches. Oh, we've also removed the fire point as well, so I'll probably need to put that back in. So what I'll do is I'll move them forward like so, go back down to resources, fire point, fire extinguisher rather, and place that in there. We also need some supply hatches, so I'll place one there, and then that is technically all done. Armor is... We'll go for steel armor, fill that. Current service ceiling, 369 meters. Not grand, but not absolute garbage either. So we'll go for some shapes and decoration. This is obviously a first pass. We do a first pass and then see where we go from there. Let's put some angles on it just to make it look a bit better. We'll put that on there, and then we'll put some 1x1 slopes, which we'll have to spin around like so. 1, 1, and then there we go. That is a fairly blocky design. 557 meter service ceiling. Speed is 41 kph. Crew 24, recommended 31. It should be fine. Okay, so we'll just put some decorations on it. I think a meteor on the side there would be pretty cool, and also a small nameplate would probably suffice. Can we move the meter forward a bit? Meteor's okay there. Okay. Unassailable as a name. I don't mind that. I'm going to save the design. Save the design, and we'll try that thing out. So we'll go over to combat and to say day, like so, and we'll say add airship and unassailable. You can see it's 1,875 in terms of cost. So we'll go for airship and 1,800. What have we got that's around about that amount? The Coventry is around about that amount, and that's actually probably a fairly decent thing to fight against because it's got very, very good arc of fire, so it's going to be able to hit us just as much as we can hit them. Now I'm going to put it there. You can see that is not the maximum service ceiling. It is, however, the maximum ceiling that we can achieve in terms of the start. So if we go to fight, we'll start that and press M for move, and we'll say up there, and let's see if it can go. It is going, and we are already getting hit. However, we are also dropping bombs on top of them. Movement is somewhat slower, but as we go further up, I'm going to go for aim fire, by the way. As we go further up, you notice that because we've got, I think it's a 10-degree arc of fire, the higher up for us the better, because we just get better arcs there. I'm going to say move to the left there. Now, I can't go any further than that simply because the screen doesn't scroll higher than that. So 360, I think it was, is more than sufficient. The problem, you might notice, is that if we go to outside view, we are taking some damage. We have got the hull peppered there. In terms of their vessel, it's not much, so that's a problem. We just have to keep on top of them, keep moving around. The overall speed is currently not much of an issue. It's just accuracy that is an issue. We are hitting them, though. We are hitting them, and I think the problem is that they're hitting us more, because obviously their rockets are... They've got a lot faster... yeah, look at that. See, they're managing to pretty much dodge the bombs, and that's not really unreasonable. Okay. So, in this case, being higher up is not working out for us because they are able to maneuver so that our bombs are not hitting. It's because of the velocity. The bomb's velocity is a lot lower than theirs. They're essentially, I wouldn't call it muzzle velocity, but the projectile's velocity is lower. So if we get closer, that should be more advantageous. And it did seem to hit them. That's okay. All I'll do is I'll keep issuing orders to keep close to them. They're obviously trying to maneuver past us and around. We're just going to keep on top of them there. There we go. That's a good hit. You can see now we've got a bit of a hole in the suspendium chambers there. However, we've just lost, sadly, the moon dust fragment chamber and also the command and crew. So that's a loss. Okay. I think it was a bit of a pilot error there. Let's try that again. Back over to combat. We'll go to add airship, the Unassailable, put it there. We'll add another airship and we'll put the Coventry on that one. Once again there, and then we will start the fight. This one I'll order immediate down and forward, and then we'll just see if we can hit them quite hard. I'll also put on aimed fire, but I think maybe rapid fire is best. I don't know. Let's just get all of the guns in first. The maneuverability, or rather lack of it, is becoming a bit of an issue now. There's some bombs away, and boom, it's taken a big chunk out the back there, which is good. They are now coming around the side. I'm going to issue another order to back up, and you can see the problem we have with that. They're doing another pass, but it looks like it hasn't worked out for them. So we're just gonna sit above them, make sure we give that order there. Again, though, we have lost the ability to order, which is a shame. Okay, that is not working out. They are on fire. That's not really a problem, though, because they're going to be able to put that out quite quickly, and there's nothing I can do. I can't order it. Okay, leave. I think we need to make some changes there. So, we're going to go over to the Design and Fight Airship Editor. We're going to open the design, and what we need to do is check the armor. So, we're currently using the steel armor, which absorbs 16 blast damage and 6 piercing, and it has a HP of 50. The heavy steel armor has got an extra 40 HP, but it is and also double in piercing and 8 in blast damage increase, but it also doubles in weight, and the cost goes up as well. If we did that, we'd go to 282 meters service ceiling, so that's not really working out for us. I mean, we've got things like shell armor, which is just daft. If you look at that thing, it's got HP 48, weight 8, lift 25 each, so it goes even higher, this thing now, and absorbs some damage. Dragonhide, I think, is technically the best. Yeah, weight 0, HP 60, and absorbs 15 blast and 5 piercing. But we're not going to use that. We're going to keep with that steel armor. I think the issue... Was it just maneuverability, or rather lack of? It could be. It could be. What I'll do then, I will remove that section. I will then add another engine on there, and then we'll go down to the slopes, and we'll rotate that around and place that in there, and then we'll save the design, and hopefully that will be a little bit better for us. So we'll leave that. We'll go to combat once again, and we'll add an airship, and we are going to once again try to fight the Coventry. Add airship, Coventry, like so, and start the fight. So it's going to... I'm going to put on rapid fire as well, because quite frankly, more bombs, more better in this particular case. There we go. Look at the velocity, not very good. I'm going to bring this right down there. See, this is one of the advantages, and there's many advantages, but there's also many disadvantages, I guess, with rockets. The rockets there have got such a good arc of fire, and they do a decent amount of damage and a lot of blast, so they slowly just pick apart at your vessel, and that's quite an issue there. There's another nice little rake there. Like I said, I don't know whether I don't know whether increasing in-service ceiling is better for us or not. Let's try it. Like I say, them because of their speed on their rockets, it might be better for us to get closer or not. I don't really know. I can't really tell. What we'll do, regardless of win or loss on this one, this will be our last fight with the Coventry. We'll try something else, because I think that would give us just a better idea of what's going on there. We'll fight a more traditional enemy. So, there we go. I mean, obviously this thing against the Prims would be just, you know, an instant win, because there's nothing they can do about it because of the way that the arcs of fire are. You notice there, that for whatever reason there, no target available on the front. Well, it's directly below, so I don't know why it's saying that. That's very, very strange indeed. You can see the other ones are in arc. No, now they're not in arc. There we go, they're now in arc. How's the damage? No, it's not working out. It's because they can move really quickly. So I think, in this particular case, being closer to them is better. So we'll come just right down there. In fact, you can see we can move. We can move vertically almost as fast as the bombs can get dropped. So there we go. There's a nice hit. Good hit, good hit. And looks like there's some fire on that one. And also, I believe there are bridges near the top. Not that the weapons in this game hit on the first service that they come across, you understand. There we go. There's a good hit, good hit. We're going to get another little strafe here. Or rather, another little rake at the top. That's fine. We are running out of ammunition, which is something I did not expect. You can see the damage on that is quite severe now. I'm going to put on aimed fire just because we need to start preserving some of our weapons, some of our ammo, by the way, for our weapons. That's almost out of weapons. There's the suspendium chamber gone, and there it goes. It has now landed. Right, okay. I think that is, yeah, that's a chunk off, so we're going to move down. We have lost a bit off the back, but it's only a little section of good-looking trim, and again, our bridge is being taken out. Every single time this thing has lost its bridge, the advantage is that we did order it to go just above it before we lost command, so we have issued the order. 2 of the guns are out, and we do have only 15 ammo left. The advantage is that they are burning right in the centre there. And it looks like I've just fallen out the sky as well, because the moon dust chamber has gone. Now, these weapons here will still technically fire, and I'm hoping that just from attrition of them burning we'll win here, but we'll have to see what happens. You can see we are still dropping bombs on them, which is an interesting one. They have still got some weapons at the front here. There's all their ammo there. Oh, there's another explosion, and I think that's a win. Yep, it's carved up, and that's gone. Okay. So, technically it's a win. You know, technical's the best kind of right. And there we go. So, that was an interesting fight. We're going to go back to Airship, and in this case, what we're going to do, we're going to open that again. It's 2,000 points, this thing, and what we'll do, we'll add a Airship, nearly 2,000 points. The Coventry we've already fought, we don't want to verse one of those. Obviously, things like the Harrier would do us in, because these planes don't have a maximum height that they can get to, which was a bit of a game changer. The Testington would be, oh, that's full of sponsons, so that would be not really decent of us. That one would absolutely hammer us. Necrosis would. That one would be useless. That one would be not too bad. We could put a Harrier in. We could probably verse 1 Harrier against 2 of these. Would that be about right? Add Airship. It would be... Oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. I'm a little bit overpointed, but we'll try it. We'll start the fight. We'll immediately move these to there. Now, it's got flak, and it's got planes, and you see the planes are now coming towards us. The advantage we have is that we've got some armour. And remember, you don't have to destroy the planes. It's not like we have to destroy them. We just have to destroy the thing that they land on, and then it just becomes a you've won type arrangement. So, I mean, we're still chasing this thing. And we've lost command again! There must be something to do. There must be something wrong there. I mean, we've lost command every single time. I'm actually going to use the ship behind to push this thing, but I don't think it's going to work out. Losing command there. Oh, and then the moon dust chamber's been set on fire, and that's about to fall out of the sky. Crunch. Yeah, we were 300 points over, and we've already lost that one. Wow, okay. One more test then. We're in snow. We'll add airship. We'll go back to that thing. And this time we will say add building. That's just about right, that one there. That's the GGS turret. And they're at 1,910 and we're at 1,009. So this is almost the closest fight you could ever see in terms of points, and also that is facing the wrong way. So we are 1 point cheaper, and that's it. So do we just say go up to there and drop the bombs from a great height? Remember, we don't need to account for lag in the movement of the structure, because technically structures, well, normally they don't shift too often. So we've put them on aim fire and we've put them quite high up because hopefully the flak is hitting around them rather than directly on the ship. Although, by the look of it, they are hitting pretty much directly on us. Yes, they are. That is bad. And how are our bombs doing? The bombs are doing... okay, we hit them there. Missed. Okay, so we're just going to have to bring it down. There's no reason for us to stay up there. They are hitting us dead on, and we are doing absolutely nothing because of the spread of the bombs. See that there? The closer we get, the better chances we have. Now, obviously, we do need to make sure that we just stay on top of this with the flak. Forget about the cannons on the front. Looks like that is much better. I'm going to put on a rapid fire. I had it on rapid fire above there. My mistake. Should have put the other way around. Maybe that's why we were missing. But even then, their flak was still hitting us, so there's no reason for us not to come down, I don't think. The armour, I'm happy to say, is absorbing a lot of these shots. You can see the flak guns there are peppering this thing, but there's not really a great amount of damage on it, which is good. So there's good hits. Yeah, there's a lot of damage. Them bombs are causing a lot of damage. When the game was released to 1.0, the bombs were just completely overpowered. They're still very powerful now, but they were pretty much broken with the 1.0. Like I said, still powerful, but yeah. In this one, just a little bit more. They've got more spread, I think. But there you go. That's gonna be hopefully a win. We are running low on ammo. Oh, there we go. We've just chiseled the rest of them out. So we will focus, target ship that section there, because we don't want them to focus on a bit of strut at the back there. But it looks like that's a win. And strangely, the way we've managed to win that is by just surviving the shots. That's all we've done. We've just survived the shots. We didn't go for high level like the idea was in the first place. So, I wonder why that's like that. And I wonder why that couple of guns at the front seem to... The hell is that? Secondary explosions, I'm guessing. Yeah, I wonder why this one seems to be staying out of range all the time. But there you go. There's a win. Alright, that's not too bad. Okay, we'll try one more. Add airship. That thing again. And we'll go for add a land ship now. And there's nothing that's close to it. We've got the encroacher and the Paris. The Paris is probably the thing that will be able to defeat us easier than the other one. I mean, the encroacher, it's got no flak. It's a bombarding ship. And that thing there, I think we'd win. I think we would win. So we'll try this one. Add airship. 1, 2, 3. So we're overpointed. I'm going to underpoint us then. So we are 5,727 there, 6,483. So we're underpointed by quite a bit. But I think we'll just try that. So we'll order these to go down to there. I don't actually know why I didn't bring them further down, but hey-ho. There goes the initial bomb drop. Now this thing is a carrier. It's a land-based carrier. And it is backing up. As you can see though, it's got a bit of movement on it, hasn't it? It can move quite well. It doesn't have any flak, but it does have that gun on the front, which we are trying to desperately get out of the way of. So we're just going to order further reduction in height. And it is just backing up. Look at that, straight over the trees, doesn't really care. We're going to just order another forward there. And you can see that's actually hit us there and set us on fire, but we are putting that out now. We're going to go over to... Actually, we're not going to put it on rapid fire. I'm just going to wait to see what it orders. It is ordering nothing much now because it's lost the gun at the front, so there's actually no reason for it to move in terms of the weapons, but it is trying to get out of our arc of fire. We'll put it on a rapid fire there just to cause as much damage as we can. Outside view, you can see that we are actually in receipt of a lot of damage there. 1, 2, 3, 4 bombers are dropping quite heavily on us there, and obviously the planes are strafing us too. So we are losing this fight. Not that that's really a big surprise. This thing is quite armoured, the Paris. And, oh, there's one of them falling out the sky, and, oh, well, we've landed right on the deck there, so there's a thing. It's almost immobile, though. It's lost 2 out of its 4 tracks. Got another one falling out the sky because of the the moon dust chamber broken. And yeah, again, this, as you can see, it says no target available. It might be because the connectors broke. Oh, you can see it's got just 1 track off. Nah, we lost command. Okay, so I don't think there's much we can do there. Now, strangely, now it's defeated. Now it's defeated. I think it has a couple of rifles on the front that maybe were still there, but now it's technically defeated. And it's a draw because I'm being destroyed in a mobile, and it's disarmed. So that front bit there still had a couple of weapons on it. But it was a fairly decent fight. The thing is, we couldn't do anything about the planes, but this thing we could deal with by just dropping bombs on it, and hopefully it obviously just goes to defeated and then call it a day. Okay, so that's the Unassailable. It's not a bad ship, I just don't think it's cost effective. The whole idea of doing a very high level bombing is good. Against the flak there's no point. You might as well go down and just attack it closer because the spread of the bombs is such that they just go everywhere. The only advantage that has is that there's almost nothing that could get to it. So if there was a boarding vessel or another bomber, for example, you could always best it. You could always go higher. But then again, these are all taken on individual scenarios against one versus another. Whereas if you have a fairly mixed fleet, so you've got a fleet with some bombing, some cannons, some flak, things like that, then you will be able to probably cope with that one. So if you have a decent fleet, yeah, I don't think that one would be good because it's just a bit overpointed. But it's been interesting building it and having a bit of a mess around. As always, if you have any ideas for builds and suggestions, then by all means drop them in the comments, and hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.